There has never been a greater time than now to invest in the Metro Detroit area, and there is no other investment firm better qualified than Platinum Real Estate Holdings. With 40 years experience and over 1,000 homes sold, let Platinum Real Estate Holdings assist you with the purchase of a city-certified home of the highest quality. Turnkey properties, screen renters, yielding instant cash flow. Well, what are you waiting for? Call or visit us online today.
Welcome to the weekly recap for the week of August 15th. In today's recap, we're revealing the power of pub bikes for bringing in business, and a discussion between Governor Snyder and mortgage mogul Dan Gilbert about the state providing more robust economic development tools to help with large-scale projects. This week's recap begins now. Pub bikes are turning the Motor City into Pedal City. Just in case you haven't heard of something called a pub bike or bike pub, it's a multi-passenger human-powered vehicle, also known as a party bike or cycle pub. Detroit's three cycle pubs, the Handlebar, Detroit Cycle Pub, and the Michigan Peddler, are bringing in dollars and people looking for a good time. It's hard not to look when a bike pub pedals by. Relatively new to Detroit, the Handlebar got the pedal party started in the city in August. The 2-hour tours, typically stopping at 3 bar areas, proved such a success that the Detroit Cycle Pub joined the fun in November, followed by the Michigan Peddler in March, operating 7 days a week in rain, snow, and shine. The companies totaling 7 bikes, with more on the way, have been a boon for local bars. We're getting more people down here than ever, says Nick Blatzik, owner of the Detroit Cycle Pub. We're looking at 20,000 people coming to Detroit just for these cycle pub rides for the year between the three of us. That's a lot of economic impact at the end of the day. For this reason, Brian Lindsay, owner of the Handlebar, doesn't mind the friendly competition. A good idea doesn't go uncopied for very long, he says. Oh yeah, we're the first, but there's plenty of room for everybody. Lindsay, 35, of Ann Arbor, is a Toyota engineer by day, but by night and weekends, you'll find him and his 8 drivers leading bachelorette parties, 21st and 80th birthday parties, and co-workers bonding as they pedal 7 miles an hour to downtown bars and snap the obligatory photo in front of Comerica Park. Next month, he's booked tours for over 3,000 people. Lindsay's brother first saw the bike pub in Milwaukee 5 years ago and texted him a picture saying, "We're doing this." The brothers thought the concept could work in Detroit, so they contacted bike builder Veer van Leer, based near Amsterdam, where over a dozen pedal pubs cycle through the city every weekend. Van Leer started building bikes in 1996 and claims to be the first beer bike builder. Van Leer and his brother Henk have made 235 bikes. They've shipped to over 30 U.S. cities, including Ann Arbor, Grand Rapids, and Bay City. They only license one The Cycle Pub per U.S. city, which is why the Michigan Peddler and Detroit Cycle Pub look a little different. Those bikes have electric assist. If riders have a few too many, they can sit back and relax, which was a deal breaker for Detroit Cycle Pub's Blatzik. While his first 2 bikes were built in Oregon, the next 2 are being produced in Detroit. He's also sponsored by Kid Rock's Badass Beer, which is brewed in Detroit. Retired Red Wings player Chris Chelios has even hopped on board. Chelios saw the bike pedal by during a Detroit Tigers game and motioned Blatzik inside the parking lot of Chelly's Chili Bar, the sports bar he owns near Comerica Park. He brought everyone a round of drinks, sat in the bike, and had a 20-minute conversation with people in the middle of game day. It was a unique experience, said Blatzik, whose company averaged 1,500 riders a month. While drinking around town is one of the selling points, the owners say the bikes do more than provide a good time. They attract people and their wallets to the city. By Lindsay's estimate, owner of the Handlebar, over 80% of the riders don't live downtown. People go to these bars and drink and have great fun. So whether it's Checkers or Town Pump or Bookie's Bar and Grill or the Punch Bowl Social, Those pub bikes drive business in peak times and out of peak times. That's always good for any restaurant. It's exactly what Bedrock wanted to see happen when Lindsay of the Handlebar called seeking a place to store the bike. Within 2 days, he presented in front of Bedrock real estate executives who granted parking space in a garage on Farmer Street. I felt it was something that could be very useful to what we're trying to do. And that's make downtown Detroit a destination, says Brian Waldron, Bedrock's Director of New Development. You want people to come here and experience things they just normally don't do. Besides enticing suburbanites to Detroit, Waldron says the friendly vibe of the bikes makes visitors feel more comfortable if they're a little apprehensive about the city. One Texas resident hopped on the Michigan Peddler with 6 relatives one Friday afternoon. Instead of a pub crawl, the family requested to see downtown. Driver John LaJoy blared Shakira and J-Lo as he steered them around Campus Marshes and down Jefferson to see the riverfront. They then stopped at the Spirit of Detroit for a photo op. The Michigan Peddler is even expected to appear in an upcoming Comedy Central sitcom, Detroiters. This month, Gil filmed 18 hours on the bike with stars Tim Robinson of Saturday Night Live and Sam Richardson of HBO's Veep, both Detroit natives. Though Gil won't spill the details, he says they chose his bike for the electric assist feature. Well, these pedal pubs, the Handlebar, Detroit Cycle Pub, and the Michigan Peddler, are providing pedal power, leading people to a great time in the city of Detroit. Next up, economic development for larger scale programs in Michigan. Gilbert backing talks for new development tools. Mortgage mogul Dan Gilbert is pressing Governor Rick Snyder for state aid to help complete some of his most high-profile redevelopment projects planned for downtown. These private talks are part of broader discussions underway within the state economic development community. They come as representatives for Gilbert's Rock Ventures LLC unit continue meeting with Wayne County to relocate its stalled jail project to Mound Road, and as the Illich family makes progress in its District Detroit development funded partially with public dollars. It's not so easy to replicate today. The decision by the governor and the Republican-controlled legislature to eliminate many urban development incentives and replace them with a comparatively small, centrally controlled fund is complicating efforts to tackle big projects in both suburban and urban centers across the state. There are a number of us having conversations, says Birgit Coles, president of The Right Place Incorporated, the economic development arm for Grand Rapids and the surrounding area. How do we play and compete? Our tools could be more robust when compared to our competition. When we pitch a company today, if it's a fairly large deal, we cannot play there, says Birgit Coles. The problem is twofold. The move by Snyder and the legislature to kill many of the state's economic development tools is hampering Michigan's ability to compete. Examples are a $400 million closing fund in Texas, tax abatement programs in Ohio totaling some $800 million, and South Carolina's penchant to finance new buildings for corporate relocations, to name 3 examples. Second, the slow revival of Michigan's urban centers. Even a Detroit turbocharged by Gilbert's real estate roll-up means many projects still struggle to deliver a positive return for developers who cannot afford to take big risk. One strategy under discussion proposes to split incremental tax revenue between developers and the tax authority, revenue that otherwise would not be collected without new development. It allows the development to go forward and fill the gap. Other states are doing this. We are so far behind in our urban areas, Joanne LaCrae, CEO of Saginaw Futures, Inc. says. In theory, the risk would be borne by developers, not taxpayers. If a project tanks, developers would shoulder the losses. If it succeeds, the localities would reap the majority of incremental property, sales, and income tax revenue, and developers would pocket the rest to ensure a return on their investment. In order to accelerate economic development in the state of Michigan and continue to move the state forward, we need new tools to support transformational large-scale development projects, Gilbert's Rock Ventures said in a statement. This is what we've been working on with our partners and discussing with various government officials. For the past 5 years, Gilbert's downtown acquisition and rehab spree, totaling some $2.4 billion, has largely been self-financed with cash and a larger than usual appetite for risk. But as projects on the drawing board grow more ambitious, think the entertainment and soccer district on the site of the county jail eyesore or the signature building on Hudson site, the need for multi-source financing grows, insiders say. The discussions are unlikely to yield anything before Election Day. The talks are likely to expose limits to the state's ability to help. So-called brownfield redevelopment programs, historic tax credits, and mega grants are no longer available to assist projects like Gilbert's. Additionally, a push by the governor to assist Gilbert could have negative implications. Snyder and Republican leaders in the legislature could be seen as more motivated to help a billionaire than speed assistance to Flint's lead-tainted water system. Politically, this could be the case, but that doesn't mean the governor and the GOP leadership and business leaders shouldn't push to reverse the competitive disadvantage that could hurt the state even more. Well, that's this week's recap. Did you find this recap helpful? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for listening and have a great day.
This has been your weekly real estate investment news recap. Did you find this recap helpful? Please like or comment below this video to enter to win a free copy of our ebook, The Ultimate Real Estate Guide for Residential Real Estate Investments. You can also subscribe to our channel or go to our website to receive the latest in real estate news. Our website also affords you the opportunity to view our latest turnkey properties.